Now, the final episode of Ryusoulger is actually here, and we actually saw the final battle of Ryusoulger versus Master Eras actually happen. So here is the review, which the episode begins with the Ryusoulgers and their Megazords are battling Eras and the final Megazord battle, which they actually use up all of their powers, and then the Zords actually decide to give Ko the final power by using the Ryusoul caliber, and they actually sacrifice themselves for the final attack, which Ko actually managed to shrunk Era down to human size, but the real Soul Calibur broke, in which their powers have gone as well. Which that also means that Ko was actually stabbed from behind by Eras, and he was actually seemingly dead, which the real soldiers are actually was in a disarray, which means that Eros can continue to recreate the world that he actually seen fit. However, the rest of the real soldiers won't back down so easily. Even in Cole's death, they actually pick themselves back up and they get ready to defeat Eros with the final battle, which means that the Real Soul Calibur gave him one last power to defeat Eros. And we actually saw in the afterlife, we saw Ko talking with Eros about how he will give up. But he also told him that no matter how his friends gave up, they're always working together to defeat him, in which they actually knew that the slash mark that Cole left is the perfect spot to defeat him. And so they decide to use it to their advantage, in which they defeated Eras together. In which we also saw that Cole has come back to life when he reached out for his friends, in which he have returned, and they actually have celebrated Eros' defeat, which we saw Wanasu and Kulon actually been reunited, but they actually decided to stop fighting and they actually could live out their lives. Then they actually saw Precious, and then they actually took her away to make sure she won't cause any trouble. And when we actually saw them, they actually put their swords into the stone, like in the original story. They actually say goodbye to the Kishiryus, in which the rest of the real soldiers are actually set out their separate ways on their own adventures, in which we actually saw Ko visiting the gravesite of his old master with the Max Real Soul Changer there as well. Then they also saw the photos of their adventures, which Yuri actually went on a vacation in which they all actually have one last funny moment. Then they actually took a picture of it. Then the final scene where we saw Ko actually trade places with Kirami Red, which means the passing of the torch actually goes from Real Soldier to Kirameiger. So I'm actually happy that the Real Soldier was a good series, but I'm actually cannot wait to see what they're gonna be like in the new Power Ranger series. So I cannot wait for it as well. But next week, I cannot wait to see the first episode of Kirameiger, So I'm super excited about that as well. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the final episode. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and like my Facebook page. Until then, this anime guy Dran here saying signing out. Laters!